When I look at you, I don't know what I feel, and I can't believe this spell. In your eyes so beautiful and dark, you are hiding a secret, young woman. In your mouth, so red and fresh, you seem to have a magnet, so that when I kiss you, I never want to part from you, my darling. I will never do it, never forget this insistent look, who has put a spell on my heart. Never, my sweetheart, never, my love. I want you to leave me. Without you, I'm losing my mind. Hello everybody and welcome to our episode number 54 of Around the World in 80 Tangos. And today this piece goes to our colleague Heini, our Finnish colleague to Spain. She's living in Spain now. With greeting from Berlin.
This song is called Embrujo. It's written by Diaz Guerrero and it's recorded by a Chilean orchestra led by Porfirio Díaz. The singer is Jorge Abril, and there's another Porfirio Díaz you will find when you Google it. It's a long-term Mexican president. He spent 7 terms as president of Mexico from 1877 to 1911. And I think he must have been sort of an idol in Latin America, a very conservative, right-winged and supporting the owners of big properties and forgetting the poor. And I think there must have been some reason why the parents of our Porfirio Díaz have chosen this first name. In 1912, when he was born, I think there was a sort of a political reason.
And as always, when we research about orchestras, they are not from Buenos Aires, they are not Argentinian. It's really thin what you can find, right?
Yeah, it turns out to be difficult. In the case of Porfirio Díaz, we are lucky that he was the star of the Chilean branch of RCA Victor, the record company. He was a big seller for this company in Chile and throughout Latin America, not only with tango, he was playing also folklore music, he was playing foxtrot, jazz, all kinds of stuff. And he was playing bandoneon, accordion and piano.
So multi-musician, we could say.
Yeah, and a showman.
And as the orchestra of Victor, he accompanied very, very famous singers and musicians from Buenos Aires, from Argentina, when they show up in Chile.
Yes, many prominent names. The most important female singers like Libertad Lamarque, who later became persona non grata in Argentina because she was disliked by Evita Perón, and so she had to leave the country. Then there was Mercedes Simone, also very famous. It's little known that the orchestra of Carlos Di Sarli was backing her on several recordings, but under her name, so it's not published under Di Sarli's name. Rosita Quiroga also was in Santiago de Chile. She is the famous one who ordered a milonga from Sebastián Piana, which became Milonga Sentimental. She refused it, but others didn't, like Canaro. And among the male artists was Mariano Mores, well known as the piano player of Canaro for 10 years. Roberto Firpo, also a piano player. Old guard, the star of the 20s already. And Osvaldo Fresedo, we had in our previous episode. Another important name is Hugo de Carril, who especially after the death of Carlos Gardel became the male tango singer in Argentina.
And there is a story where you can see what kind of showman he was in Chile.
Yes, in the end of 1938, the National Stadium in Santiago de Chile was opened, which became later under the dictatorship a place of horror and desperation. But in this time it was new, and the star guest of this opening was Porfirio Díaz. He was really a very prominent figure. And when he started to perform, the guys threw their hats into the air and the ladies sighed happily that he finally appeared on stage. And there he was, and he had his motorbike with him, and he was performing standing on his motorbike with the bandoneon behind his neck. This was one of his tricks and stunts on stage, to play behind his back. And yeah, he was just the pop star of this time in Chile.
Reminds me on Edgardo Donato, he threw the violin in the air and catch the violin with the beat.
Yes, this might have been a bit difficult with the bandoneon. And the music of Porfirio Díaz was a clever mix of canaro elements and D'Arienzo. In this recording we have a muffled trumpet, a very clear quote of canaro, and the drive of D'Arienzo. So it was a very good mix, very popular and a mega seller for RCA Victor in Chile and throughout Latin America.
And with this story we say goodbye from our episode number 54 of Around the World in 80 Tangos, from a very rainy day in Berlin. We have already September 2020. And greetings going to Heini, to Spain, our Finnish colleague.
This was Embrujo, a recording of the orchestra of Porfirio Díaz with the singer Jorge Abril from Chile. The composer and text writer is Díaz Guerrero.
Thank you for traveling with us through tangos we love, and we hope you enjoyed. This was
Daniela and Raimund, Tangomundo, Berlin.
Stay healthy and take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Nunca podré nunca olvidar ese mirar penetrante que embrujó mi corazón. Nunca mi bien, nunca mi amor, quiero que tú me abandones, sin ti pierdo la razón.